All right, hey, we're live. All right, we're here. We're on our way home. We are, let's see, what's the best way to switch this light up around here so you can actually see me? All right, so we made it, and we got the balloon. We've recovered the payload. We're in great shape. It was a tough one. It was not an easy recovery today. We were in for a little bit of a challenge today. So let's back up a little bit. We'll talk about the flight itself. We can give you a quick sneak preview of some footage here in just a minute, because we got all the cameras worked perfectly. So we're in good shape for the cameras. Everything worked great there, so we got some footage, some photos, some videos. I shared one photo out. It's a little bit low resolution, but I was struggling with some mobile bandwidth here, trying to get something out. So I'll get some more high quality stuff put out, when we as we start to go through all the photos and videos that we got. But the main tracking computer worked absolutely flawlessly. It covered the whole flight and did exactly what it was supposed to do. So the main flight computer, perfect, absolutely flawlessly. I don't know as of right now, I'm not aware of anything that went wrong with the main flight computer, which is the first time that we've had that happen. On every previous flight, we've had at least something minor go wrong, if not something major go wrong. But even in our most successful flights, like the one that we caught it in, even that had just the last 30 seconds before landing, there was an anomaly in the flight computer that I still wasn't happy with. But the main flight computer, our big one, perfect, flawlessly. As Gregorius mentioned in the comments there, what happened to the mini flight computer? Well, I think we got a pretty good idea of what happened today and what happened on the last flight. So if you were watching and you were tracking, if you tracked the last flight and this flight had exactly the same thing happen as the last flight. This flight went up, it got to balloon burst, which was 105,798 feet, which is 32,247 meters. So yeah, I looked up the metric stuff this time, with those metric. Anyway, for our Imperial friends, 105,798 feet. That was the maximum altitude recorded with our onboard computers. The transmission was a little bit lower. It was still 105,000, but it was 105,400 or something like that. I don't remember. But the onboard computer, which registers altitude every second, registered 105,798 for feet and 32,247 for meters. So our micro payload, which is what I started saying, it, just like on the last flight, it worked flawlessly all the way up to balloon burst. We got one transmission after balloon burst, and then that was it. And basically what it came down to, there's two things wrong with the micro payload. So here's our micro payload. This is what was on board for the flight. Problem number one, which is pretty obvious, is the power connection. It's no longer connected anymore. I don't think this was the problem. I think this happened while we were trying to recover the payload today. But could be an issue. I don't like the way these batteries are connected to the board. It's a very flimsy connection, which I don't really like. But this is that's a problem. But I don't think that's the main problem that actually caused our issue. Main problem is that let's see if we can flip it around here. Right here is where the antenna connects. Is that focused? Can you see that? Right there is where the antenna connects to the board. Guess where the antenna is? Not here. Nowhere to be found. The antenna's gone, and it was not at the landing site. So that's definitely a problem, having an antenna. This will not perform without an antenna. So the antenna is completely gone, other than just the little nub that was attached to the board. So the working theory here is, at least that Jeff and I have sorted out here for the short term here, is that So this is super cold when the balloon bursts. And it performs just fine on the way up, but on the way down, you're going to get some air resistance. The antenna is just a wire antenna that hangs down. That's going to flip up, start flailing all over the place and going crazy. And so on the yeah, it's negative 30. It's somewhere between negative 30 and negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit. That's super cold. That solid core wire flapping all over the place, and it just shears off. So that's definitely a problem, and that is our likely culprit, because that antenna is gone and was not at the landing site. The battery issue, my little battery cable, that's our power cable that's not connected. Pretty sure that happened during the recovery, which the recovery was quite the adventure. So we get there. It was a little bit deceiving, but we look out, we see it pretty much from the road. We could see it stuck up in a tree. It's like 20 feet up. We were like, oh, no problem. We can go get that. You know, it's up in a tree. We'll have to get it down, but you know, we've gotten it out of 20-foot trees before. No problem. So we start walking over there. Well, you get to the edge of the forest, and there's a huge drop-off, and the tree line, which was, or where the tree was that it was in, it was not a 20-foot tree. It was about a 75-foot tree. So we had to get our payload out of a 75-foot tall tree, which was quite the adventure. Whoa, what happened to my gimbal's going crazy here. So yeah, it was way up there. It was up there. We're sitting there, we're trying to figure out how to get it down. We were trying to loop something over the tallest branch, but we didn't have the accuracy to get it down. We were getting pretty close. We could have kept trying, but fortunately, the landowner, he was there. He was out there with us, checking it out. He was pretty interested in it, seeing what was going on. And him and his son were out there watching, seeing, you know, this box that we got stuck in their tree. And the landowner was like, well, that's a good tree for firewood. I'll just chainsaw it down. And so that's what he did. He got his chainsaw out, and he chainsawed this tree down that was, I don't know, how big would you say was the diameter of this tree? Like, I don't know. Like, it was a good 3 feet. Yeah, 3 feet. So Jeff says three feet in diameter. So it was not like a little sapling. I mean, this was a big tree, you know, 75 feet tall, and it was actually kind of caught between two trees, but I knew it was mainly hooked on one branch, and when that tree fell, it snapped the line, broke our payload free, dropped it to the ground. Sadly, the balloon and the parachute are they're gone, so we'll have to get a new parachute for next flight. But the payload, the important part, has been recovered. And so I saw a whole bunch of comments. I saw Gregorius commented here a second ago, but I don't know how to get back to those comments. Where are they? Yeah, we said we were joking around that you got hostage by a farmer. Yeah, so we were in such a bad area for data connection. I was trying to